Did I not tell you guys this was gonna happen months ago? Big fight announcements leaked by the Russian Chimaev looking dude. Happens to be Chimaev's manager or coach or something. So he just said Chimaev versus Dricus is next, and it'll be on the same fucking card as Ilia Islam. I told you lot. It seems to be trending that way. If this is real and he's not just fucking bullshitting with all of us, we'll probably see this on October 25th or something in Abu Dhabi perhaps. UFC 320. Depends though. Maybe if the Saudis splurge on the UFC again, they might get it instead. The biggest bid war in the Middle East. But yeah, how about we talk about these fights again here for a second? We already have. There's a lot of yap that goes on this channel. So yeah, make sure y'all subscribe. But yeah, man, let's start off with that main event. It's gonna be Ilia Topuria against Islam Makhachev.
I know he just said that Ilia has to prove himself at lightweight or whatever, but he'll do what he's told, yeah? Fucking little bitch of a thing, yeah?
I know some people think the bigger guy gotta be on top, like Dricus and Chimaev should be the main event. Nah, man, it doesn't work like that. Ilia and Islam are both probably top 5 names in the UFC currently. Islam's the number 1 pound for pound, Ilia's number 3. I mean, let's be real, this right here is a super fight. Insane stylistic matchup. It's probably an even bigger super fight than Islam versus Volkanovski was. Volk versus Islam was the most skilled matchup. Now, I still think Volkanovski is the pound for pound most skilled fighter in the UFC currently. Potentially in UFC history. I know Ilia and Islam knocked him out, but that was more of bad decision making from Volk's end rather than him being less skilled. I mean, a week's notice, fat off the couch, and then 4 months later getting slept because he looked extremely hesitant, wanted to back up constantly instead of clinching. It is what it is, man. However, although I think Volk is most skilled, Ilia has that great equalizer. The power is going to play a huge factor in this fight, man. No. Like, y'all don't understand. A lot of y'all think Islam managed to stay on the feet with Dustin. Alright, cool. He stayed on the feet with Dustin, but Ilia isn't Dustin, man. Although I think Dustin would be an extremely tough matchup for Ilia. Let's not go full circle and do MMA math with this. Poirier probably hits harder than Ilia, but Ilia's shot placement and timing is just elite. His timing is just perfect. You look at a lot of his knockouts, the opponent doesn't even see the shots coming. Like, look at this Poirier and Ilia left hook on Max side by side. Max saw everything coming from Dustin. He rolled with it perfectly. You know, he still got a little bit of the sting, but there's levels to it, man. He didn't see shit when Ilia landed it. Now, I think everyone knows at this point what happens if this fight stays on the feet. Now, Volkanovski was landing a lot of shots on Islam in their first fight. If this shot right here landed by Ilia, Islam's going down for sure, 100% without a doubt. If this one landed by Ilia, Islam's going out cold. Out cold. Not even a joke, man. He goes out cold. Like, I'm talking Bryce Mitchell level. Now, yeah, Volk's IQ and his setups with the feints and shit is through the roof. However, even if Ilia manages to land half of the shots that Volk did, yeah, it's game over, man. Islam is just gonna have to take Ilia down, and that is gonna be a slight problem for him, I think. Now, we haven't seen much high-level grappling from Ilia yet. We saw him against Bryce, and yeah, he did get taken down, but after that, he was defending beautifully. Great sprawls. Islam finds most of his success up against the fence, but we know how Ilia likes to fight. He likes to fight pushing forward, and having that great equalizer, like we said, having that power in his hands, Islam is gonna have to be the one moving backwards. So his takedowns are not gonna be as easy to pull as they were to pull on Volk. But yeah, apart from that Bryce Mitchell fight, we haven't really seen much grappling from Ilia. Like, overall, just side by side, I don't think his wrestling defense will be as good as Volk's was. However, I don't think he'll be pushed up against the fence, so that's a huge advantage for him. And I'm sure after Ilia saw that Poirier fight, he gained a lot of confidence, because that fight kind of took away some of that Dagestani wrestling aura from Islam. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, do I think Islam gets Ilia down? Probably a couple times. Will he be dominant on the ground? Probably not. I think they will be on the feet for the majority of this fight, and that's where Islam's gonna have to be super cautious, and I just don't think he's gonna be cautious enough. Now, Ilia will have to be careful about the head kicks, but apart from that happening, which is an extremely low possibility, yeah, Ilia just sleeps Islam, man. It's game over. It's game over for Islam. He won't get that Khabib legacy, but honestly, Khabib's legacy isn't that great either, if you know what you're talking about. Now, moving on to the co-main, we got Dricus Du Plessis taking on Khamzat Chimaev. Yeah, I didn't say he was gay. I just said he wasn't straight. Dude, this is it. This is the matchup right here. Here's where we find out what Khamzat's really made of. Honestly, I thought we'd see that in the Whittaker fight, but unfortunately there was a fluke injury there. Without that, I think Whittaker would have survived that dominant round 1, and I think he would have just beat him in round 2, round 3, round 4, and round 5. Khamzat just hasn't shown the level of cardio required to be at the top of this game, and honestly, I think Whittaker beats him in the rematch as well. But yeah, Dricus is the test of all tests for Khamzat, man. Khamzat often relies on overpowering his opponents. We've seen this a lot of times. Now, is he going to be able to overpower this mammoth? Fuck no. Listen, man, I wish Khamzat luck for this fight, but yeah, this one's gonna be tough. I think he will have a lot of success in round 1. Like as I keep saying, man, he's a balls to the walls kind of fighter. He'll go all in round 1 and have about 40% of his cardio left in the tank for the rest of the fight. Dricus' ability of getting the underhooks and preventing back takes is extremely good. Chimaev is gonna struggle with that in round 1. But yeah, after that it's hard to see him have any success. Honestly though, I don't know. We could just see another balls to the wall round 1 finish by Khamzat. But yeah, I just highly doubt it with this guy, man. Yeah, Dricus is gonna have the striking advantage, the cardio advantage, and the strength advantage. Round 1 is where all the questions of this fight really lie. Like, will Dricus be able to get out of round 1? I believe so, man. But this kind of training, brother, put him Shamil Gaziev, brother. So yeah, Dricus will probably get out wrestled in round 1, probably. But rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, all Dricus is, man. He's gonna fucking gas for sure. And I'm still pissed off about that Whittaker fight. Whittaker would have got that done if he did go to the dentist on time. But yeah, that's about it. Ilia and Dricus are gonna get this one done. I know it looks like I hate these Dagestanis. I get a lot of comments about Dagestani hate or whatever. Listen, mate, some of these Dagestani guys seem super chill. The fans, on the other hand, are some of the most horrendous people on the planet. Let's be real. Like, bruh, you'll have Abdul from Mosul, Afghanistan, talking about how they just built different. Listen, dog, if inbreeding is what you're talking about, I completely agree. That's all yours, man. But yeah, I just had to clarify. I don't hate these Dagestanis. It's honestly the fans that take me off. It really is. So yeah, that's it for this breakdown. Dude, that card is gonna be the card of the year by far. I don't even give a fuck if there's 3 women fights on the pay-per-view. I'll probably skip those 3, don't get me wrong, but feed me that co-main and main event. I need it. This is honestly the only thing going for me right now. Feed me that card. It'll probably be at UFC 320. So yeah, man, can't wait for that. I'll see y'all in the next one.